Hey guys, Thunder E here and welcome to another video on the channel. And today we're checking out this bad boy, the PSVR 2, PlayStation's VR headset. It's just been released and you've seen a ton of videos out there, so I'm not gonna bore you too much. I'll get right into what I don't like about this device and just touch on some of the specs and how it affects what I like and I don't like. So if you join us for the very first time, hit that subscribe button, notification icon so you can watch more videos like this. So, the PSVR 2, it's priced at $549. So for me, that's where a little that don't like comes in, because it's priced like as much as a PlayStation 5, which means I'm buying a second PlayStation 5. For full disclosure, I didn't buy this PSVR 2. It was given to me by a PR company that works with Sony, and I got to try it out. The first thing I want to talk about is comfort and usability. This thing is really easy to put on and also very comfortable as well. As you can see, it may look bulky, but Sony has done a good job building the PSVR 2. You've got, of course, the ability to improve your magnification. You've got cameras around, so allowing you to see your environment so you don't actually hit stuff, and also map your environment for you for your play area. But putting it on is pretty easy. This lock system is really nice. Being able to just kind of pull it out, boom, tighten, done. You know, there's no remeasuring or anything, and you can easily just pull it up and you're good. So I like that about it, and I like that it works well. I also like the headphones that are connected, which means you don't have to look for them. They're always hanging and you can connect them quite easily. Now, the visual fidelity on them are really good, something that you have to experience yourself. Those OLED displays per eye at 2000 by 2040 resolution, 120 hertz, goes a long way, so you don't feel motion sick or anything like that. Although, while you're standing to game, certain games might get you there. So I would suggest if you are slightly prone to that, definitely sit down. Now, when it comes to the controllers, I do like the controllers because they fit really well, and positioning still reminds you of a PlayStation. So, you know, you've got that split controls for your circle and your X, Y, your triangle, and your rectangle on the left-hand side. It recognizes when you're gripping, and of course, the Bluetooth controller is charged by USB Type-C, but they work really, really well. So I like the controls and I like what they have done there. When it comes to the games, this has been to me, I felt a mixed bag of experiences. Certain games really played and functioned well. So Horizon Mountain, that game was a true experience of what PlayStation VR is, and being able to navigate the terrain, climbing on rocks, taking out my bow and arrow and shooting, that kind of stuff really came out well. And I think it plays well to what the PlayStation VR can do. Also, the Star Wars game, Star Wars Adventures, also does a really great job at just allowing you to explore the environment. And those kind of games really worked out well for me. Now, the mid-level where it was okay was Gran Turismo 7. Being able to sit down in the cockpit and drive around felt nice. And I think the last game I tried out was Resident Evil. The two other games which I didn't care for to try out. But Resident Evil 7 felt more like having a giant, you know, like an 80-inch display or 90-inch display in front of me, which was nice, but again, not that VR experience. I know and I understand it can be hard to build that out, but that brings me to one of my biggest issues, which is what I stated first, the price. It's priced at $549. So to me, it's the same price as a PlayStation 5, which means I am spending twice the amount of money to get a VR experience for something that is tethered. Yes, this has a long, super long, which is nice, USB Type-C cable that you have to connect to the PlayStation to run the PSVR 2. There's no internal guts here in the PSVR 2. There's nothing in here that powers the system. It's all powered by a PlayStation 5. So why is it $549? When we have things like the Oculus Quest 2 or the Meta Quest 2, whatever it's called now, that is, you know, it's a freestanding VR headset that has, you know, all the juice you can use there for. And I wish Sony did that. To me, that will make a lot of sense, because then I can have PlayStation games on the go that are like, you know, like the Horizon Mountain, the Star Wars game, all those different things. They can hop on the franchise. Where's the God of War game for this? You know, those are the kind of things I would have liked to take on the go, be freestanding and not tethered to to my console. So for me, those are the two things that really stand out. As a hardware unit, it is really solid. They've done a really good job. I really can't complain with what they've done in terms of the technology they've done, the room mapping, all that stuff that you've heard from people is nice. But when it comes to the pricing and also just the functionality, I find it a little bit short-sighted because I think it's really unfair to ask people to pay a certain amount of money for a console and then also pay the same amount for a VR headset when it just doesn't, all the power is drawn for that. I get it that you have other VR headsets like the Vive, which are 1,000 and stuff like that, but we've also seen that it can be cheaper. So I'm just wondering where Sony is landing in this equation here. But I do like what they've done with the games, and hopefully we get to see that improve in the future. So anyway, guys, those are my thoughts on the PlayStation VR 2. Is this something you should get? I think I'll leave that up to you if you feel like you want to jump into that experience. For me right now, it isn't, but I do like what Sony is doing in the first place, and I would like to see more for them. I hope if there are more games that show up, I think that would definitely justify it for me in that regard. So if you have any questions or any comments, let us know. Otherwise, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and always enjoy your entertainment.